You're out of your mind, Shakespeare Duck. Betty White would totally win that fight. Hello, and welcome to the end of week 3 of virtual learning for English 4. Today, you are going to select one of the two essays that are one of the two prompts that you wrote over the last 2 days and flush it out to a 500-word informative piece that I will grade for a 100-point grade. It is your formal essay that you are going to present. You're not presenting, you're publishing it. You're presenting it to me, the audience, and you could share it with other people. I would highly recommend you share it with other people. It makes your writing better, the more people that can be involved with it. Friendly reminder, whenever we inform and explain, you, the writer, state a main point or purpose, and you try to present the information in a surprising way. Based on kind of how the face-to-face students did, I would say that you're probably going to go with my blank history probably over what blank reveals about me, but hey, who knows? The point of these smaller writing assignments that we do is to see what works, what one you think is the best one that you can go with, and then you polish that up and flesh that out into a formal essay. All right, so I'm going to walk you through how I'm grading it holistically this time. I'll read the A criteria, and then I will kind of talk about some other stuff based around this particular informative essay. So focus, there are 5 categories I'm looking at: focus, organization, development style, and correctness. Focus, the main idea should be very clearly stated, and the topic should be effectively limited to a manageable specific topic. There could be very broad and overarching topics. Music in general is a really, really big topic. Or like, let's say you're doing your personal history. You do your personal history of music, but you talk about all of the different, every song that you've ever listened to and every song you've ever sang in the shower. And then you begin to talk about your trumpet playing experience. That's a little bit too broad. Let's narrow it down. Any of those 3 things I mentioned could be an essay to itself. Organization, all major ideas are set off by paragraphs that have clearly stated or implied topics. The virtual students did not have this problem as bad as the face-to-face students, and if there's face-to-face students watching this, you just need to make sure you break up your thoughts into paragraphs. The rubric calls for paragraphs, so if you don't have paragraphs, I have to knock you based on the holistic rubric, and so that's automatically a lower letter grade that's getting factored into your overall average. A logical plan should be evident and signaled by highly effective transitions. The essay's introduction should effectively set up the topic to be discussed and draw the reader's interest, and the conclusion should effectively tie the whole essay together. So have an effective introduction, effective conclusion. Development, this is where a lot of like the grade will come into play, is around development. The main idea and all major topics are supported by concrete, specific evidence. The essay remains objective and informative in nature, and the vast majority of the essay, 80%, is based on the author's personal experience. I don't want you going out and just quoting a lot of stuff off a website. This is your own personal experience that you're informing us about. Using source materials when needed. You don't necessarily have to use source materials. It can be all your own personal experience. The outside information is just to help strengthen the essay in certain areas. And if you do use outside information, you do need to cite it. The essay should be written in such a way that emphasizes the personal experience as a vehicle for information rather than just listing facts. So like it's a vehicle of you telling your history. You're not just listing off, first I bought a peanut butter cup, and then I bought a Snickers, and then I bought a pie, and then I bought insulin because I got the diabetes. The information is presented in such a way that the audience clearly understands what's being discussed. Style, the sentences should relate to each other and to the paragraph topic and be subordinate to the topic. Word and phrase choice should be accurate. The tone should be consistent and appropriate and should highlight the personal aspects of the essay in order to avoid a textbook-like tone. I don't want it to read like a textbook. This needs to sound like you're talking to me. Yes, you do need to write like you talk, surprisingly. And there should be no major or grammatical errors, and only at most a few minor errors. So just make sure that you actually reread it to catch these errors, run it through a grammar check, run it through a spell check, just to make sure everything is tip-top shape with correctness. services like Grammarly can catch a lot of correctness things. They won't catch everything. They're not perfect. Robots aren't perfect. Robots don't understand language like we do, but they can understand it to make it clean up enough to be presentable enough. So just keep all that in mind, and that will be it. This essay is due on Monday at 11:59. So you're going to pick two of the essays, or you're going to pick one of the essays that you are started with this week that you're going to develop into a fully functioning presentable essay that I will be grading for 100 points based on that rubric. The rubric is also attached to the assignment. I look forward to reading them. I enjoyed your expressing and reflecting essays, and I am pretty positive I'm going to enjoy these as well. Next week, we'll start to evaluate and judge, unless I change my mind. I thought about us possibly skipping ahead to inquire and explore, but I think we might stick with evaluate and judge. Good news, I'm not going to have you do a big essay for evaluate and judge. We're just going to do a couple of activities and then move on. So no big essay next week, but you do have a couple activities that you'll have to do. So do the 100.1, polish it up. 500 words is the minimum. I will see y'all on Monday.